Good morning, magic players and card collectors of all kinds. Welcome back to the channel. I'm in the car only for a brief part of this video. I wanted to shoot let's call it a disclaimer ahead of the video you're about to see. This is the 5th episode of New Set versus Old Set. In this series between Dominaria and Spider-Man. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I hate to be dishonest with you guys. That video is going to be really kind of a downer. And I feel bad. um, I had a chance to record and I tried to push myself to get all the recordings done that I needed to earlier this week. And the day that I tried to record Dollarama Draws of Destiny this week, I also recorded this episode. But after I was done the Dollarama Draws of Destiny, Kaiba just really got upset and needed like a lot of attention. And I know it's a lot to do with the fact that I'm saying a lot. It has a good deal to do with the fact that I was out on Sunday for supper with my dad and we were out really late, and then my dad came home fairly intoxicated and proceeded to keep the entire neighborhood up, so I know he probably really upset Kaiba that night. And then I've had to go to physio the next day, so I basically came home, walked Kaiba, and then took off to physio, and so I know he was really upset with the fact that I was out so much. So Tuesday, Kaiba really kind of hammered it home that, like, you need to pay attention to me. You need to play with me. You need to take me out. You need to... And, like, by the time I got around to filming New Set versus Old Set, I was really frustrated because I had tried to film it, like, 3 or 4 times, and every time I'd start recordings, Kaiba got upset and wanted some attention. You guys are going to see a really cute video of, like, me attempting to record, like, a couple times, but getting distracted and playing with Kaiba. That's probably going to come out tomorrow, I think, if I get enough time to edit tomorrow after work. I'm not really sure what's going on tomorrow yet because I'm still waiting for the insurance company to get back to me about this car and whether or not they're fixing my old one. I'm really surprised they haven't called me yet. Hopefully they call me today, but at the same time, I actually kind of hope they don't, because then I can keep this fancy thing for one more day to take back and forth to work, and then I don't have to worry about trying to hitch a ride until Monday if they don't fix my car. Anyways, so the reason I wanted to shoot this was to let you guys know that the video you're going to watch, I seem pretty down. I'm not as enthusiastic as I normally would be. To be perfectly honest, Spider-Man's really kind of downing me too. Like, I'm just not very interested in the set anymore. The first couple of packs I ripped were really fun, but like the last like 3 or 4, it's just felt very much like the same old thing. And even when we pull new cards, they're not really something that I'm overly excited about. So yeah. With all that said, as a thank you for watching this video, regardless of the fact that it is going to be kind of a bit of a downer, at the end of the video, I'm going to insert a pack opening of Avatar. So I'm going to actually cut this video off here in a few seconds, and then I'm going to have the New Set versus Old Set video for you guys, and you'll see why it's kind of not my best episode ever, and apologies for that. I do need some input as to which pack to pick for the win in this episode. I really struggled, partially because of my mood and partially just because of the cards. So I will let you guys give me some input, hopefully in the comments before next week, as to which set won this week. Currently, the series is 3-2 for Dominaria. Based on last week's episode, I decided Dominaria won, and I never got any feedback saying otherwise, so I'm going to stick with that. But yeah, so we're going to cut this off here, and then you're going to see the New Set versus Old Set video, and then we're going to come back to the car for me opening this, and then you'll get the outro. Okay, hope you guys enjoy the video in spite of everything. And once more, thank you so much for tuning in. This little one over here has been giving me all kinds of trouble today trying to record this video for you guys. And well, you're not going to notice the issues when it comes out on Thursday, because it's going to come out probably in the morning after I get home from work. It's like 3:30 going on 4 in the afternoon. And every time I've tried to record this, somebody has insisted that there was something better I needed to do with him. I think he's finally tuckered out. So I'm going to try my best to film this for you guys and get it in the books, because I honestly don't know when I'll get the next time to record after today. And there's a good chance that I'm going to have to take back that rental car soon, which means there is an equally good chance that I will lose my secondary recording studio. So with all that said, before my dad gets home, it's time for new set versus old set. Now, I really haven't gotten any feedback from any of you guys on last week's video. I'm not really sure if it got lost in the algorithm. I know there's been a few people who viewed it, but I don't think it got any feedback in terms of which pack won or lost in the comments per se the last time I checked the comment section. So I'm just going to stick with my decision from last week, and I believe that Dominaria is up 3-2 going into this pack battle, which means that this is now round 5, and if Dominaria wins this one, there's a really good chance that Spider-Man has no shot of getting back into this. Dominaria wins this, it'll be a 4-2 lead, which means Spider-Man will have to win both pack battles straight up without any ties or anything in order for them to even tie the series at that point. So it's kind of a do or die matchup for Spider-Man today, and we're going to see if they have the chops to pull it off, or whether Dominaria will finish things. I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it again. I really do love the pack art differences on Dominaria. Like the fact that they had 3 or 4 different types of artwork for this by comparison to Spider-Man, which is just the same generic artwork over and over again. It's a nice artwork, but it's a nice little added bonus when they did this back in the day. So I like opening older sets just for even the flavor of that. But we're going to open this pack first, and then we're going to open the other pack second, and I'm going to get you guys out of here, and I'm going to go to sleep. That is the plan before my dad gets home and gets upset with me. Do I have to do a pack trick for this one? No. Okay. I always forget whether there's a pack trick or not for Dominaria. We're starting with an Elemental. It has Trample and Haste and it's a 3/1. Interesting. Fairly straightforward. Oop, whoop. Hopefully that didn't mess up the video at all. No, just kind of changed the camera angle a little bit, but that's okay. I can adjust. Feral Abomination. 5 and a black for 5/5 with Death Touch. Okay. I'm going to admit that, but I mean, that's definitely cool. Arbor Armament. 1 green, instant, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. That creature gains reach until end of turn. Solid instant for green. Green definitely needs reach for blocking flyers. Stronghold Confessor. 1 black for a 1/1 with kicker 3, menace. If it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Yeah. I'm going to admit it. Artificer's Assistant. 1 blue for a 1/1 with flying, and when you cast a historic spell, you get to scry 1. Artifacts, legendaries, and sagas. Interesting. I like that. That goes to the top. Sergeant at Arms. 2 and a white for a 2/3 with kicker 2 and a white. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, you get to create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. I'm going to top that one. It's expensive, but you get 3 bodies out of it. I'm going to say that's good. Fervent Strike. 1 red. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains first strike until... Oh, and haste until end of turn. Nice. That's actually pretty good. Instant speed, too. Heck yes. Vicious Offering. 1 and a black with kicker sacrifice a creature. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn, but if it was kicked, it gets -5 and -5 instead. Yeah, mid. Short Sword. +1/+1, equip 1, 1 to put into play. I like the artwork on it. I'm going to top that. In decks that actually want a whole bunch of extra equipment, that's a really cheap card that you can throw onto an extra for an extra little buff and get a whole bunch of bonuses out of it, potentially. 2 and 2 red for a 4/3, Keldon Raider. When it enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Okay. I'm going to admit it. Ancient Animus. 1 and a green, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control if it's legendary. And then it fights target creature and opponent controls, sorry. I mean, I don't like the fact that it's only going to get a +1/+1 counter if the creature's already legendary, so I'm going to mid that one. Plus, fight spells aren't my favorite, I prefer bite, but that's not terrible. 1 and a white for Steal Away, enchantment, flash. When this thing enters the battlefield, exile target tapped creature and opponent controls until this leaves the battlefield. Yeah, that's going mid. Wizard's Retort. 1 and 2 blue. Costs 1 less to cast if you control a wizard. Counter target spell. I like that one. I'm going to top that one. Even though it is type specific, there are definitely a lot of decks that I can put that into that it would be good. For example, my Spellslinger deck that is blue, red, white has a lot of wizards. So does my red-blue one. Shield of the Realm. 2. If a source would deal damage to the equipped creature, prevent 2 of that damage. Nice. Equip 1. Again, very simple, very elegant artifact that is perfect to put into a deck that wants to do Voltron stuff. Ooh, new legendary. Kazarov, Sengir Pureblood. Costs 7 to put into play, though. 5 and 2 black. That's a lot. You get a 4/4 with flying. Whenever a creature an opponent controls is dealt damage, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on this thing. That's going to give it a lot of +1/+1 counters. Pay 3 and a red, this thing deals 2 damage to target creature. I like it. And we get a swamp. Is it enough that it's going to win the pack battle? I don't know. I think that this might be a one that Spider-Man has a shot at. I really do think that vampire is pretty cool, but beyond that, the best card in the pack might actually be the Arbor Armament. To be perfectly honest. These 2 artifacts are decent. That is a good counterspell. But honestly, I think this is Spider-Man's pack to take it. Can they pull it off? What do you think, Kaiba? Can they pull it off? Yeah, he doesn't care. Spider-Man does have a pack trick, if I remember correctly. Yes. Token... land, hollow, best card, 4 uncommons. That should be good. Here we go. Inner Demons Gangsters. 3 and a black for a 3/4. Discard a card. This creature gets +1/+0 and gains menace until end of turn, but you can only do it at sorcery speed. It's decently stacked, but I don't like the fact that I'm going to have to discard a card just to trigger an extra ability. Unless I really want to discard cards in that deck. Oscorp Research Team, 3 and a blue for a 1/5. Pay 6 and a blue to draw 2 cards. I think that's even bottom worthy almost, but I'll be generous and I'll call it no, you know what? I'm bottoming it. I'm not paying 6 and a blue for 2 cards. That's insane. Steel Wrecking Ball, 5. When this artifact enters, it deals 5 damage to target creature. Pay 1 and a red, discard this card, destroy target artifact. Mid at best. Ooh, Venom Evil Unleashed. Now we're getting something decent. Which is sad because, again, legendaries that are not actually from the Magic set. But, you know. This one I'm going to give a pass to because it's 4 and a black, 4/5, Death Touch. And you can pay 2 and a black, exile this thing from your graveyard to put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature, which also gives it Death Touch until end of turn. I wish it got a Death Touch counter, but it's still okay. Next legendary up is Spider Rex Daring Dino, and that one we decide, I believe... Oh, maybe I'm wrong. 4 and 2 green for a 6/6, reach, trample, and ward 2. Actually, that's not bad. And for whatever reason, it counts as a spider and a dinosaur. So, sure. Lurking Lizards. 1 and a green. Trample. 1/3. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, put a +1/+1 counter on this thing. I'll let that go top, because chances are in a green deck you're going to have a whole bunch of things with mana value 4 or greater. Selfless Police Captain. 1 and a white for a 1/1. Enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever this creature leaves the battlefield, put its +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Yeah. Okay. It's not bad. There's definitely some tricky stuff that you can do with that. I'll put that top. 4 and a blue flash enchant creature. When this thing enters, create 2 1/1 colorless robot artifact creature tokens with flying. Enchanted creature is +2/+2. You're getting a decent amount out of this, but it's still an expensive one. I'm going to put it mid. But I do like what you're... You know what? No, I'm going to put it top because it has the flash. I'm going to give it the top treatment because of the flash extra thing near being. Hobgoblin Mantled Marauder. 1 and a red for a 1/2 flying haste. Whenever you discard a card, this thing gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Okay. Ooh, we got Aunt May. That's kind of neat. 0/2 for 1 white. Whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. If it's a spider, you get to put a +1 constant counter on it. I mean, if I do decide to build a Spider-Man deck, she would definitely be one to put in there. Bagel and Schmear. 1 to put it into play. Pay white, tap, sacrifice this thing, put a +1/+1 counter onto 1 target creature, draw a card, activate only at sorcery speed. Or pay 2, tap, sacrifice it, and you gain 3 life and draw a card. It's decent, but I mean, it's kind of dumb too. I'm going to admit it just because I really don't like the fact that there's a Bagel with Schmear in Magic. Treasure. And the other side is a spider. Interesting. Good to have more spiders and treasures, I'm sure. You always need those in Magic. Well, definitely the treasures. The spiders is more for spider decks. We got a Savage Mansion, which we've pulled before, and it's not terrible. It's expensive to do the Surveil thing, but I mean, it's not terrible as far as lands go. That is a terrible hollow, though, because that went already to the bottom, and this one's going to go right there, too. And our final card, Ultimate Green Goblin. What the heck is wrong with this one? Okay. 1 and 2 black or 2 red or a combination of the two. At the beginning of your upkeep, discard a card, then create a treasure token. Meh. 2 and black red to put this into play if you discarded it. Meh. It's a 5/4. I like that, but I mean, why do I want to keep discarding stuff all the time? I suppose there's a deck that really will enjoy this. I'm just not thinking of it right now. So I'm going to say this is a win for Spider-Man, purely based off of this card. And some of these legendaries aren't bad. I mean, I don't know. I could almost see this being a tie because it's just both of them kind of sucked. This one's got like a whole, like it's got cards at the bottom here that aren't good. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. I don't even want to put that in mid, to be honest. Like, it's decent enough, but same with Wrecking Ball. Like, they're just, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm going to have to put this one to a poll, I think. I'm leaning towards giving it to Spider-Man purely based on Green Goblin being kind of better than Karazov, but is it even better than Karazov? I mean, or Kazarov, I mean? Like, Kazarov is kind of cool. It doesn't have to be dealt damage by this guy necessarily. It just has to be dealt damage in general. So, I mean, and that doesn't necessarily even mean I have to be the one dealing the damage. So, I mean, that is pretty cool, actually. That's going to get really beefy really fast. It kind of is sick for 7. And over here, I mean, yeah, he's awesome. She's okay. At least she's giving you life gain regardless of whether it's a spider or not. That one I'm not super fond of. That one's decent, except it's expensive to get into play, but it's in green, so you're going to be able to pull it off. That one's decent, but again, like, it's not giving you a death touch counter on the creature, so it's just for one turn you're going to get rid of this guy in order to give 2+1/+1 counters to the thing. I don't know. Maybe Kaiba's right. Maybe I should have just not bothered making this video today because I am torn. And to be honest, I almost don't want to give a point to either of them. Like, neither pack really showed up today, that hardcore. This one's got some okay instants in it and a couple okay artifacts, but nothing that's like screaming, I'm the best in the world. And that side, like I say, I mean, if it weren't for the fact that it's a Universes Beyond, so you're going to pull a whole bunch of legendaries, would this pack have even had any hope of winning today? I don't think it would have. You were right, Kaiba. I should have just waited until the next day and made a different video. Oh well. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And I will put up a poll after I post this video to decide what the outcome of this one is. I'm still happy with last week's being a 3-2 lead for Dominaria. I really think that Dominaria had that, but this week, I just don't know, and I'm not even sure I really care that much about these cards. So torn. He's probably the best one of the day, maybe. Are you even going to focus for me, camera? Are you not focusing? There we go. Like, if you wanted to play a deck where you were always discarding, but even still, because you draw in your upkeep, then you draw a card, upkeep, discarding in your upkeep, are you even going to have stuff in your resources? Like, basically, he's almost like the one that you want to play for all of the mayhem stuff, essentially. Would be my guess, but meh. I'm just not feeling it, but guys, I'm not feeling it. I almost want to say the Daring Dino is the best card of the day, potentially. Because, I mean, Aunt May, unless you have like a 5-colored Spider-Man, or is there like a green, white... It would have to be a green, white, blue Spider-Man, I think, in order to pull it off. I don't know. I'm still saying, like, I still think that might be the best card of the day, to be honest. That is pretty sick. The more I think about that, it's just the cost of it is so dear. But I mean, aside from that, it's not a bad card. Alright guys, let me know what you think. Much love to you all from Kaiba over here. And myself to you. Have a wonderful Thursday. And yeah. Let me know in the poll, what do you think? Okay, bye. Back in the car. Back in the car we are. I'm trying to keep this more light and humorous at the beginning and end of the video for you guys, since that was really kind of depressing to watch, probably. Again, apologies for that. I should have just not pushed it. I should have just made the video today, but I thought, you know what? I have the table. I have the opportunity. I'd really like to be able to just make the video at home with Kaiba and with the playmat, and I like my setup at home, so I just kind of wanted to do that for you guys, but I definitely shouldn't have pushed myself as hard as I did. With that said, I thought the cards were pretty decent this week overall. Like, they're not amazing, and I don't think we've pulled anything super amazing in a while from either of these packs, but I mean, I wasn't like incredibly down about what we pulled either, so. But with that said, we are here for the Avatar opening now, and let's see if we get something cool. Ooh, we start with Yip Yip. Nice! I've been wanting to pull this one because I love Yip Yip. I always say yeah, or yep, or whatever to people, but I kind of picked that up from watching this show and just seeing them always say yip to Appa. I just kind of yep instead as an answer to people a lot of the time. Anyways, Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If that creature is an ally, it also gains flying. Instant. Lesson? I like it. Path to Redemption. I think we pulled this once already, but I like this card anyways. 1 and a white, enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. Pay 5, sacrifice this aura, exile the enchanted creature, and create a 1/1 white ally creature token. You can only activate it during your turn. Now, I presume this is me that gets to choose this, so I can exile the person's creature at some point by sacrificing this if they don't, destroy it ahead of time, which I think is kind of neat. Beetle-headed Merchants. We pulled this the other day in our Jumpstart Your Day pack. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, draw a card and put a +1/+1 counter on this guy. For 4 and a black, you get a 5/4. I think that's pretty decent overall. We got the Giant Koi before too, a couple times. I like this one though. It's going to fit in a lot of blue decks. Because first off, you're going to want the island cycling for sure. And second off, the waterbending 3 thing is kind of neat. When you have a 5/7, that's pretty decent. Mongoose Lizard. I think that's the first time I pulled this one. 4 and 2 red for a 5/6. Ooh, pretty stacked. Menace. When it enters, it deals 1 damage to any target and has mountain cycling too. Nice. So it's basically the Giant Koi, but in mountain version. Cool. I like it. Barrels of Blasting Jelly. Pay 1 to add 1 mana of any color, but you can only do it once per turn. Still great for filtering lands that you need. And pay 5, tap, sacrifice it, and it deals 5 damage to target creature. Probably not doing the second ability unless I really need to at like instant speed to deal with something before it gets like equipped or enchanted, but otherwise, yeah. Ooh, Ostrich Horse. That's cool. Bird Horse, 2 and a green for a 3/1. When it enters, mill 3 cards, you can put a land from among them into your hand. If you don't, you gotta put a +1/+1 counter on this guy. I mean, still not my favorite because it would be better if it was a 1/3 than a 3/1, as I always say, but I'm not going to knock it too much. Ooh, we got Aang's Iceberg. Nice. You can actually see him if you look really carefully into the, I'm going to try and hold this up as close as I can. You can kind of see him in there. It's cool. Flash. When the enchantment enters, exile up to 1 other target non-land permanent until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. Waterbend 3, sacrifice this. If you do, scry 2. I'm not usually a fan of these, and I'm only going to admit it for the flavor. But, I mean, I do like the waterbending 3 thing at least there at the end. That's kind of neat. The boulder! We pulled the boulder! I'm pretty happy with that. That's awesome. He's one of my favorite side characters in the show. The boulder says this is not going to go well. 3 and a green for 4/4. Whenever the boulder attacks, Earthbend X, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. Ooh. You're going to get a massive land potentially out of this. That's nice. That's a huge one for me today. First one besides the Yip Yip that I'm really, really pumped about actually pulling. So cool. Twin Blades. 2 and a red. Flash. When it enters, attach it to target creature you control. That creature gets double strike until end of turn. Decent. Gets +1/+1 and is equipped to. Yeah. I like the double strike. I wish it was more than just 1 turn, but I'll take it. Ooh, Long Fang. Grand Secretariat. 1 and 2 black or 2 green or a mix of the 2. Whenever another creature you control or a land you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Nice. That's pretty cool. I know a really good deck that will actually fit into. There is our token for the day. It is a food, and other side is, a 4/4 bear. Oh, I like that. I think the bear is my favorite side, so I'm going to put the bear up while we pull this. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Land is Kyoshi Village. Nice. Very cool. And just tapped, gives you green or white. Pay 4, tap, sacrifice it to draw a card. Not going to do that most likely, but I like the scenes in the show. I forgot to read all the flavor text again. Dang nabbit. The Boulder's going to win this in a landslide. In silencing talk of conflict, Ba Sing Se remains a peaceful, orderly utopia. You better throw in an extra yip. We gotta move. These are so good. The desert dwelling traders. To these desert dwelling traders, there is profit to be found under every dune of sand and in every living thing. Ostrich horses are renowned in the Earth Kingdom as reliable steeds for couriers, soldiers, and merchants. Okay. And Kyoshi Village. I created Kyoshi Island so my people could be safe from invaders. Avatar Kyoshi. Next. Ooh, True Ancestry. 1 in a green. This is our holo. Return up to 1 target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Create a clue token. Nice. Sorcery speed, but that's still an excellent spell for 2. Fire Lord Zuko! Woo! We go from Zuko to Zuko! Firebending Expert X's Fire Lord Zuko's power. He comes in as a 2/4. He's black, red, and white. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, and whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. That is awesome! Oh my gosh. So he is the perfect commander for an impulse deck. Nice. We did good today, guys. Understanding the struggle between your 2 great-grandfathers can help you better understand the battle within yourself. And today, this war is finally over. And with that said, this video is also finally over. I hope you guys have enjoyed the card pulls, and I apologize for my mood, but I hope you guys at least enjoyed the intro and the outro. With that said, from Kaiba at home and myself here in the car, much love to you all. Have yourselves a wonderful Thursday, and we look forward to seeing you for some stuff on the weekend. Okay, bye.